So in case y'all wondered why I keep looking up, there's a secret spot that I'm trying to find. I want to show the other guys. I think it is when the creek crosses back over to the other side. It's an old wagon, that's awesome. Okay. Looking for some cables. Somebody might have come through and cut them all off so you can't see them anymore. But it should be in here somewhere. If Dad were out here, he'd know exactly where they were. Oh, right there. Found them. Alright, so we decided to stop over here on East Willow Creek. We're almost back into Creede, and I wanted to show the guys this. So behind me right here, you see that cable right there? So my dad and I can't remember if it was my Uncle Myron or my dad's cousin Brian. One of those two went with my dad, and they climbed that cable all the way to the top. Now I'm going to turn the camera around and show you where this cable came from. So you can see right in the dead center of the screen right here where those cables are coming down from the mountain. Jonathan just got his drone out, and he's going to fly it up here to look at this, where those cables come out of the mountain. So if you look, this cable right here, now there didn't used to be, this looks like almost like a trail now. That didn't used to be there when Dad climbed that. And I haven't heard the story in quite a while, so I may be missing some of the details, but they basically climbed that and pulled it hand over hand. Okay, so we can't get the drone up there right now. We're gonna come back tomorrow and see if we can get the drone up there. Yet again, there's the spot. Like, I'm trying to put it dead center so you can find it. It's a little bit hard to see, but there's a square up in the middle. And that's where those cables come out of the mountain. And they literally went straight across this valley over to the other side. It's just crazy. But Dad said there were like some old cabins up there that they still had like newspapers from, 100 years ago or more. We just decided to come up here to the Creede Cemetery and look at this old chapel. Got some really cool shots, some photos showing the mountains in the background. But now we're gonna go walk down the street over to the Bob Ford gravesite. Good views to be had all around. Alright, so here's the pointing the way to the Bob Ford gravesite. It's right up the hill. Alright, so here's the location of the Bob Ford Slayer of Jesse James. So, yep, if y'all didn't know, Jesse James was killed by Bob Ford, who at one point was a member of his own gang. But yeah, I was just telling the guys, what a place to be buried. Of course, his family actually exhumed his body. And I just called my dad and asked him, because I wasn't sure where this was located. The cemetery is actually all the way over there, which is where we just were. And he said that they hated Bob Ford so much that they buried him over here, like way away from the cemetery. So anyway, his family came and exhumed his body and took him home and reburied him. But, you know, I wouldn't mind being buried in a place like this. Not a bad spot. Just chilling, cruising. They can stop and look too. Look, now look. Frolicking. Sweet. All right, everybody. Well, we made it back to camp from our day out on the trails, and just wanted to give you a kind of a short recap of how our day went. So we got up and went and had breakfast at MJ's in Creede, and we kind of got some stuff that we needed for camp. So we were going around to a few of the stores, and of course I had to make my always necessary trip to Coffee on the Fly. Trent and I went and got our permits for our four-wheelers up at the Ramble House. Kind of tootled around a little bit there, and then went and got the side-by-side that Jonathan and Nathan were renting. So went and picked that up. So we brought it back to camp, got everything loaded up, and then rode up over the Bachelor City Loop. We stopped up at Bachelor City and showed the guys a little bit about that, and then we went over to what is it called? Midwest Mine. Check that out. And so this is a trail that, if you look at the Creede ATV maps, it's called HOBBIT Trail. They just put out a new map. Yeah, Hobbit, like Lord of the Rings Hobbit. They call it HOBBIT Trail, but what's funny is when they were showing it to me on the map, they said it's a hiking trail now and you can no longer ride vehicles. Well, I know that trail as the trail to Bucket Mine, and I've been going on that since I was, like 11 or 12 years old. Always been able to ride a four-wheeler up there, and they told us this year you're not supposed to ride vehicles anymore. Well, like, it wasn't even posted at the bottom of at the trailhead. There's nothing posted that says vehicle restrictions of any kind. But we didn't want to risk it. We thought about hiking it, but we realized that we weren't going to have time to go on our actual ride that we were planning on, so we decided against it, and then continued on. Yep, went and rode up to Phoenix Park, up to the waterfall, and Nathan actually climbed all the way to the top, like around the side of it, and got out on top of the waterfall, which I've never done, and now I'm just so out of shape I don't think I could do it. I tried. I got about 3/4 of the way up and just got jelly legs and couldn't even pick my feet up anymore. So I didn't get to make it up there. Maybe 10 years ago. I should have done it then, when I could actually physically do it. Anyway, so yeah, we hung out at the waterfall for a while, came back down, and then we decided to take East Willow Creek back into Creede. And we went and dropped off the rental. Went and got some pizza at the pizzeria there in Creede. And then we were just kind of killing some time. I tried to get connect to the internet a little bit on my laptop, and my battery was completely dead, so I had to go find a plug-in and let it charge enough to take care of a couple things that I needed to do. But from there, we were kind of like, I was telling the guys about the Bob Ford gravesite, and they decided they wanted to go check that out. So we went up there and checked it out, and then went back into town one last time and got a few things we needed at the grocery store and also at the gas station. So anyway, it was a fun day. And my drone, I brought it up there and didn't realize when I got this new phone, it didn't download the app to use the drone, so I couldn't use mine. So thankfully Jonathan was cool enough to let me borrow his drone footage, so that's what you're seeing in this video. Anyway, we are getting the fire started, getting ready to kind of chill out and hang out around the campfire, and then we will be heading to bed, or air mattress, or whatever you want to call it, camping in tents. Oh, real quick, I'm almost back. I'm gonna show you our camp setup because it's really cool. There's something I just realized. I've not done a vlog since I got this truck. But I got this truck in October of last year, and I have been a Chevy guy my entire life. But this is my new favorite truck that I've ever had, so it just fits me. But anyway, pulled the trailer up here, pulled our four-wheelers, and got Trent's truck here. And then my tent there, Jonathan's tent there, and then Trent and Nathan actually put their tents down here. This is a super cool setup, by the way. Right here by the river, it's a creek, not a river. Miners Creek. So you get to listen to the stream run all night. Getting the fire going. Yeah, there's Trent's tent, and then there is Nathan's. Getting that fire going. But tomorrow the plan is to go over the Continental Divide. So, Lord willing, that's what we're gonna do. See you next time.